I would have to say my high school coach, Laura Perro. She inspired me to get into coaching because she was just such a great coach, and she cared about everyone so much. Every person on her team is more than just an athlete. She really cared about them being better people. And she started a youth program, so I just hopped kind of right on board and was like, all right, here we go, and started coaching and just never looked back. So expectations this year, I'd say, were, because we were so small, was really just to keep yourself healthy and to, I guess that was like multifaceted. So keep yourself healthy physically and mentally and emotionally with your teammates. So whenever they had any issues between each other, then we kind of made sure that they dealt with them directly or came to us to ask for guidance and things like that. The biggest thing was just staying healthy and then staying bought into our purpose, which they did really well. They fought the whole season. Like, they really believed in what we were doing and why we were doing it, so it was great. I think that there's always going to be an indirect path to wherever you go. I think you're going to go you're going to have peaks, you're going to have valleys, and you're going to take turns that you don't expect. So I think the main, the big events and the big pieces, making sure that our culture stayed intact, making sure our foundation was really being respected and supported. I think those are things that really led us to where we are now. Because if you don't rely on those, then you don't really have much structure to lean on.
With Coach Anika, she just wants the best for us. She wants us to have as much fun as we can and just succeed as much as we can. She's given a bunch of great advice, to be honest. Something specific is to keep your head up and keep playing, probably, because with our season we've had numbers down, and a lot of the times, and we play teams that are double our size. So she says, don't think of that, just think of playing really hard. My favorite thing about competition is the adrenaline that it gives. When we see our teammates score, our teammates do great things, we're always very supportive, and that's probably the best thing out of my experience. It just is the best thing.
What makes her the most special is that her knowledge of the game is so more than I've ever seen before. She understands every little detail of the game and is able to just change it around for every single team we play, and I've never had a coach like that before. She just is very perceptive of everything that goes on, and I love that. She gives us these little notes in the beginning of the games, and it's just something that she's been seeing you do recently that she loves, and that something she wants to see you work on in the game, and I really think that motivates all of us to do our hardest in every game.
Honestly, I think it's the Western New England game. We won in overtime, and she's just so motivating and helping and pushing us through, especially because this team is a tough team that we've always played and always wanted to beat, I guess. Just the feeling of competing. I'm a pretty competitive person. I like to always be going and active, and it just makes it work. I don't know.
There's a lot of things that make her special. She really cares so deeply about every single one of us. She shows up to practice every single day, ready to teach us, ready to help us learn what we need and give us the courage that we need to win games and be happy in practice and have confidence in ourselves.
And she just brings love and humor to every event we go to.
Yeah.
It's just a great atmosphere all the time with her.
Absolutely. We've had people join the team halfway, maybe a little sooner than halfway through the season, but she encourages them to come, even if they've never played a day of field hockey in their life. They just love being here because Coach makes it so great, and Coach makes things easy to learn. She's just, by example herself, she's just an amazing field hockey player, but she's also an amazing teacher.
She played overseas in Australia, so it's just kind of inspiring on its own. And I came from a high school that literally freshman year was the first year I held a stick, so I was I'm never gonna play in college, and she gave me that hope, and she literally built me into the player I am today. So I'm so thankful for her.
No, I was the same way. I started field hockey freshman year of high school, and I have become such a different player because of her. She's enlightened me so much about the game of field hockey.
This turned into my main sport, and will forever be my main sport because of Anika.
When you're in game mode, you don't really worry about, making mistakes all that often. I don't know. Just if you make a mistake, you keep going and kind of brush it off. And I feel she definitely emphasizes that everyone's gonna make mistakes in the game. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. But just keep going and get that second effort in is definitely what she pushes on us most. I think just the energy that we all have and like the thrill of like, wow, like I'm playing in a game right now. Just like game days are the best days.
Yeah, you get to like shove people and you get to like compete, and it's just like you don't have to worry about anything else for like those few hours. You just get to like play the game you love with like your teammates, and it's just the best.